Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the historic Hawaii Theater Center. Look how beautiful it is. The only thing missing in these seats is you, but we're glad you're able to watch us at home, not in person. You know, when they asked me to host this, I thought there were going to be more people, so I brought this extremely subtle holiday mask to wear, but since there's very few people here, I think I'm going to be able to take this off and just speak to you this way. Good afternoon. Aloha to you folks. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are watching. My name is Keoki Kerr, and it's my pleasure to be your host today for the first Sounds of Aloha Chorus virtual Christmas show. We're coming to you live from the historic Hawaii Theater right here in beautiful downtown Honolulu in Hawaii. Today's program is going to feature video highlights from previous chorus Christmas shows, memories of our performances right here at the Hawaii Theater, appearances by special guest artists, and a couple of live performances by our own chapter quartets, but they are, of course, socially distanced today. It is so appropriate that we're streaming live from this beautiful stage, as our program is a benefit for the Hawaii Theater Center. 100% of today's proceeds will go directly to keeping the Hawaii Theater alive and well. And tickets to today's virtual concert, well, they're complimentary. We appreciate any and all donations that come in during the broadcast, and you can visit hawaiitheater.com to make your contribution. There's a few other virtual addresses there on your screen. And remember, if you go to hawaiitheater.com, that's theater with an R-E at the end. We also encourage you to share this virtual cast with your friends and your family today. It's being streamed on Hawaii Theater's YouTube and Facebook pages. You can share that link, and your friends and family members can watch this anytime, and we hope it'll bring joy to them this holiday season, and they will be reminded why they love the theater and why they want to support Hawaii Theater specifically. Now, without further ado, let's get into the holiday spirit. Here now the Sounds of Aloha Chorus singing "It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas."
Well, it's certainly beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10, glistening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door, your own front door. A pair of balloons and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that will talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow, mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will sound, the bells will ring. And the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Christmas. Christmas.
Yes, love that live applause, and we hope that we can be all together again soon so we can enjoy that energy of the audience in this space as well. Well, it is beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Just take a look at this beautiful stage here at Hawaii Theater. It is amazing. Look at this beautiful Yuletide scape they've made for us today, and to think it wasn't too long ago when this entire theater was set for demolition. Coined the pride of the Pacific, the Hawaii Theater was established in 1922 as a venue for theater, popular entertainment, and film. Now, in the mid-1930s, the theater became a popular grand movie palace, and it remained so until the advent of television in the 1950s. As television's popularity grew, the theater was frequented less and less, and sadly, the theater closed down back in 1984. Now, at the same time, citizens dedicated to protecting the theater formed the Hawaii Theater Center, which purchased the theater and 2 adjacent buildings in 1986. The theater then closed for a major renovation, and the Sounds of Aloha Chorus played an integral role in providing much-needed demolition manpower. The Hawaii Theater was dedicated in 1996, and the Sounds of Aloha Chorus was honored to be the first performers to sing on that newly renovated stage. I remember being here in the audience for that very special reopening performance in 1996. There were so many people inside the theater. They actually had folks sitting in those box seats on either side of the stage, which you rarely see. And my friends in the Hawaii Opera Theater Chorus were up in the center of the balcony so that they could sing their beautiful numbers and fill this place with amazing sound. It was an exciting day back then. Now, since that time, the Hawaii Theater has provided a world-class venue for quality entertainment, including the popular Sounds of Aloha Chorus annual show. Here now a few of the zany memories from some of their unforgettable shows.
Something very near and dear to my heart. Something I can't live without. This tour is doomed. They stole my hair gel.
Nah, we got a tight schedule to keep. Besides, his hair will be fine for another week. Come on, folks, let's get on a bus.
Draw, cowboy. Enough of these fools. Soon you're marrying me.
Run, save me! It'll cure that horse.
But Bruce will never be able to swallow this.
He's not supposed to swallow.
Where to now, Captain?
Not me. Must be your shell phone.
Arr, who be this? Yes, I can hear you now.
Yo-ho indeed. Well, the Sounds of Aloha Chorus is composed of more than 40 dedicated singers from all walks of life. Along with singing in the chorus, members enjoy the essence of the barbershop style, that is, the quartet. And we are lucky to be allowed to perform live for you today. They've taken all the necessary safety precautions. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first quartet, Full Measure.
Merry Christmas, Christmas comes this time each year. Well, way up north where the air gets cold, there's a tale about Christmas that you've all been told. And a real famous cat all dressed up in red, and he spends the whole year working out on his sled. It's a little Saint Nick, it's a little Saint Nick, just a little bud. We call it old Saint Nick, but you walk a toboggan with a 4-speed stick. With a ski for a wheel, and when Santa hits the gas, man, just watch her peel. It's the little Saint Nick, it's the little Saint Nick. Run, run, reindeer, run, run, reindeer, run, run, reindeer, run, run, reindeer. You don't miss no one. Hauling through the snow at a frightening speed, with a half a dozen deer with a Rudy to lead. He's gotta wear his goggles 'cause the snow really flies, and he's cruising every pad with a little surprise. It's the little Saint Nick, little Saint Nick. Yeah, it's the little Saint Nick, little Saint Nick. Tula, Merry Christmas, Christmas comes this time each year. Tula, Merry Christmas, Christmas comes this time each year. Run, run, reindeer, run, run, reindeer, run, run, reindeer, 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 run.
That's terrific. Thanks so much, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Full Measure with Little Saint Nick. Way to go. Well, you know, what an absolute joy it is, right? To actually be doing some live theater right here on the stage for you, even though it is virtually. We're going to have another quartet singing live for you shortly as well. And of course, we can't wait for the day when live performances will become available once again, when we can all actually sit in these seats together and enjoy fine performances like that in person. The Sounds of Aloha Chorus has a tradition of bringing in the very best barbershop talent for our annual shows. The next quartet has performed right here at the Hawaii Theater several times. Here now with a special message and a song is the 2006 International Barbershop Quartet champion, Vocal Spectrum.
Hey everybody, we're Vocal Spectrum, and we have been honored to perform in the Hawaii Theater numerous times. and we're super excited to be a part of the Sounds of Aloha show, which is going to benefit the Hawaii Theater.
Like Tim just said, I think it's really important to support our local venues that have been kind of roughed up a bit during these times. We have amazing memories of being in that theater just a few times and seeing all of the markings in the back stage area of all of the groups that have performed there over the years. And so if we can implore you just to take a little bit of time to throw some generosity their way so that can continue when this whole season is over. It's never been more important to support your local venues than it is right now.
No doubt. Yeah, Chris, I think you're absolutely right. We've had some of our greatest memories as a quartet. We've been together nearly, 18 years now, guys? Something like that. Some of our fondest memories are performing in that theater. And as Tim said, we're super honored to be part of the Sounds of Aloha virtual show. And most importantly, we're trying to help local and small businesses stay afloat. And we know the Hawaii Theater is amongst those that we certainly care about and hold dear to our hearts. So we hope that you will consider donating and contributing to their cause. And most importantly, we hope you have a great holiday and a Merry Christmas. So Vocal Spectrum signing off.
Child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. So bring him in, bring him gold and myrrh, bring gold and myrrh. Come peasant king, come to own him, the King of kings, salvation bring, and loving hearts enthrone him. This is Christ. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. The babe, the Son of Mary. The babe, the Son. The babe, the Son. The babe, the Son.
Thank you so much, Vocal Spectrum. Well, when Hawaii Theater first closed back in 1984, one concerned group was the American Theater Organ Society, whose main interest focused on the Robert Morton Unified Orchestra Theater organ right here. The organ was one of two brought to Hawaii in 1922. The other one was located in a Waikiki theater. Now, Sounds of Aloha audience members will always sure to enjoy the pre-show performance of organ music here at the Hawaii Theater. And it's exciting now to have the man here responsible for a lot of that organ music for all of those pre-show concerts. And there he is at the actual console. You're seeing that picture there, but he's actually on our stage now today, the talented Don Conover. Don, happy holidays, and so glad you could be here.
And the same to you. It feels like being at home.
Yeah, doesn't it? And I want you to know when Don arrived this afternoon, he wore his keyboard mask and he's got his keyboard shirt on today, so true to form. Tell us what first got you involved in sharing your organ talents with the Sounds of Aloha folks?
Well, I knew there was an organ here. I had one lesson on it back in the days when it was just on its own little pedestal, and I wanted to be a part of it. And so I got to know a lot of the folks that were helping pull out the seats and all that kind of thing, our barbershoppers. And so that's how we connected originally.
And right in that original demolition to do the renovations here. And tell us what makes the organ here at Hawaii Theater so special.
Well, first of all, it's almost 100 years old, which is unusual. It was installed, as you said, in 1922 for the grand opening. It has a very different tonal architecture than a church organ, for example. There are similarities, but there are a lot of differences. It's designed for entertainment. And the organist was tasked to provide music and sound effects for the silent films to help them come alive. Also special are all the pipes, but there's actual instruments up there in those two chambers, which are on either side of us now above the box seats. There's pipes, of course, that imitate piccolos and trumpets and clarinets and trombones, but there's some actual instruments up there. And they include a xylophone, a marimba, a triangle, cathedral chimes, cymbals, snare and bass drums, tambourine, and for that Model T in the silent film that's coming around the corner, there's a klaxon horn. Ooga!
Wow, that takes you back. So there is an entire orchestra in these walls here at the Hawaii Theater. So it sounds like it's difficult to maintain. How the heck do you maintain something like that?
Well, it takes a special person who's highly trained to do that work. And we have a staff tuner. His name is Bill Petty. And back in those days, in the 30s and 20s, each theater had its own tuner that took care of it. Wow. And he climbs around those two pipe chambers and above the box seats there and keeps them kind of busy. It's a big job to do.
Wow, well, thank you so much, Don Conover, for joining us to talk about the care of this organ and why we want it to be around for many generations to come, right, Don?
Amen.
Yeah, happy holidays to you. And one of the reasons why it is so important to support the Hawaii Theater, to keep amazing and historic instruments like that Robert Morton organ around for future audiences. If you'd like to help support the preservation of the Hawaii Theater, you can make a donation at any time at hawaiitheater.com, and you can go to the website. You can scroll down to your left. It's really easy. There's a donate button. You can do PayPal. You can do Venmo. They make it very easy to support this cultural resource in the Pacific. Now we're going to get back to some Christmas music. Here again, the Sounds of Aloha Chorus with a local Yuletide favorite.
I'm sorry to have had to call this staff meeting, but as you know, we're experiencing serious production delays in our toy making. Elves are distracted, deliveries of supplies are delayed, and several of the workers are so fed up with it all that they move south. What about the children?
Maybe we should move south too. It's awfully cold up here.
How cold is it?
It's so cold that polar bears are buying fur coats.
So cold, we've been having
playing ice hockey in the kitchen sinks.
Ooh, it's so cold that my teeth chatter while they're still in the glass.
Perhaps we should consider relocating.
Oh, but where would we go?
Someplace with a nice climate.
Someplace that's fair to new businesses with low taxes.
Transparent and efficient government.
Oh, and maybe some pretty girls.
Hawaii! Now, that's certainly worth considering.
Say, Santa, come on over here. You know, Hawaii's governor, Abner Crumby, he's an old friend of mine. We used to do sit-ins in the 70s together. I'd be glad to give him a call.
Wait a minute. I thought Linda Pringle was the governor.
Yeah, she got furloughed.
Hawaii is certainly worth considering. It wouldn't hurt to look into it and see what you can find. Hawaii. Perhaps I could try my hand at a little surfing.
Oh, surfing, huh? Maybe on the internet.
Hawaiian Santa is a sight to see when he comes surfing into Waikiki. He wears a mall around his big old pool, singing a Merry Christmas and waving to you. Hawaiian Santa with his great big hat will climb the window into your grass shack. He'll dance a hula around the Christmas tree, bringing a lot of presents for you and for me. Soft guitars are playing Christmas songs to fill the tropic skies. Cocoa palms are swaying. Santa's here again in paradise. Hawaii Santa goes around the aisle and does the hula with a great big smile. He waves aloha with a Christmas cheer. Mele kaliki maka and Happy New Year. Mele kaliki maka. Mele kaliki maka. Mele kaliki maka. Mele kaliki maka. And a Happy New Year. Santa's here.
Good news.
Well, the hobby of a barbershop has always been family-oriented. Our first live quartet we heard just a few minutes ago here included a father and two sons. The next group has a father, a son, and a grandson. Here to tickle your funny bone is Funny Bones.
Fa la 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 ra da 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 bum 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 bum. Oh, I just got a letter from old Saint Nick way up in Christmas land. And he said that the toys for girls and boys are being made as planned. There's a truck for little Billy and a dolly for Molly dear. But you ain't getting diddly squat, 'cause you really messed up this year. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, the winter fields are white with snow and the lights are shining bright. And the wee little heads all tucked in bed dream of sugar plums tonight. You may dream of flying reindeer and candy cane so near. But you ain't getting diddly squat, 'cause you really messed up this year. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, fa-la-la-la, you're in trouble, you ain't getting jack, and that's a fact. When your mother said to wash the dishes, why you said no, no, no. So when you look inside you know that Santa's watching you and he keeps a great big list. But when he sees the things you've done, he really will be
Can't see that.
angry. Angry. So if you try to sit on Santa's knee, he'll knock you on your ear. 'Cause you ain't getting diddly squat. 'Cause you really messed up this. You're getting nothing for Christmas this year. Da 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 da. Oh dear.
Hey, terrific. That's Funny Bones, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. And I'm going to ask Bill Jure, who is the patriarch of Funny Bones, to come over and join me right here. Bill, good to see you, and thank you for being here. He is a 60-year member. That is 6-0, as in 6 decades, a member of the Sounds of Aloha Chorus. And Bill, you've served on the Hawaii Theater Board as well, right?
You bet.
And thank you for that service to both the organization and to this theatrical organization. Tell us about what is the accomplishment that you are most proud of during your time serving this theater?
Wow, where do you start? Now, what a magnificent theater. And I was in commercial real estate, and I was aware that there was a developer looking to tear down this entire city block and make a parking lot out of it, and eventually an office building. And I knew that it was a 1,400-seat theater, and the other size, other theater of that size was Blaisdell Concert Hall, and they were overbooked. So I got involved, and we got, an architect and an attorney and a few people who really knew what they were doing, put together a board that made it happen. And $34 million, and 15 years later, it happened.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And in this case, we certainly are glad that they didn't pave paradise and put up a parking lot. And instead, we have the continuing legacy of this beautiful theater here.
It was one of the only performing arts theaters left in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, you were, besides being a past board member and a performer here, of course, you sponsored a chair in this theater, like many others throughout this community. And the chorus has a chair too, is that true?
The chorus bought the first row center. It was the first purchase, a $5,000 seat. The name is on the back of the seat, as are all of the donors to the theater. And I bought one for every one of my kids up in the balcony.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, why is that? Why is that an important legacy?
That's a fundraiser for the theater, first of all. We had to find a way to pay $34 million to fix the place. I'd love to have my name on the back of a chair.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
A nice legacy for a long time to come. And thank you for all you've done to support this theater and support the arts in Hawaii, Bill.
And thank you for emceeing this show.
You bet. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you. Thank you. And now for more information, if you are interested in sponsorship or planned giving for the Hawaii Theater, just go to hawaiitheater.com and you can find out more to take action there, like Bill and so many members of this community have done to support this fine institution. Let's hear another song now from the Sounds of Aloha Chorus.
Is
Fantastic O Come, Emmanuel. And from a recorded performance to another live one next, our next quartet was just forming when the pandemic touched all of our lives. So they were restricted from rehearsing indoors. They met at an outdoor location where they could socially distance. It is also the inspiration for their name. Please welcome Park Bench.
May all our alleluias, when spoken and heard, be heartfelt thanks to you, dear Lord, and not just lovely words, and may each passing moment till the ending of our days be filled to overflowing with our never-ending praise. Alleluia.
Thank you very much. Park Bench singing Alleluia. You know, the Sounds of Aloha Chorus is a member of the Barbershop Harmony Society, whose mission is to preserve and encourage the barbershop art form worldwide. Here are several messages that we've received now from barbershoppers all around the world supporting our benefit for the Hawaii Theater. I'm going to read from a few of them right now. This is from Alexandria, Virginia. We have a message from Joe Cerruti, who is the director of the Alexandria Harmonizers. Joe writes, I've been a proud fan of the Sounds of Aloha for nearly 20 years, and I'm excited to enjoy this virtual performance during the holidays. Their unique humor and authentic delivery have endeared them to audiences in Hawaii for decades, and this virtual performance is an innovative opportunity to provide access to their memorable performances throughout the world. This year has been a difficult one for so many, and while we can't get together to do what we've always done during the holidays, I applaud the Sounds of Aloha for leaning into their creativity to support their local community and find new ways to get their music out there during a time that we need a harmony more than ever. I encourage you all to support the Sounds of Aloha's effort to benefit the Hawaii Theater and wish everyone watching this performance a safe and restful holiday season. Thank you so much, Joe. We want to mention that the Harmonizers have a virtual show of their own on December 20th. We're grateful for Joe taking the time to share his support all the way from Virginia. The next message comes from Mo Field, who is a musician, a choral director, vocal coach, and a barbershop judge. She says, the Sounds of Aloha are calling me way up here in Canada. This is how far their Aloha spirit reaches. These friends in harmony, and not just in these odd times, she says, but consistently, have been and are a beacon in our choral community. Now more than ever, when people cannot join in events and gatherings, when people are separated and isolated, is there a great need for belonging. She says that's where music comes in. That's where Aloha comes alive. This is the spirit that musicians bring to the world. No pandemic can stop the joy, the heart, and the relentless generosity of a musician with a mission. Support your artists, dear friends, for they are always, under the most arduous of circumstances, ready and willing to be there when your soul needs healing. Music will save the day. Mahalo to my Sounds of Aloha family, and mahalo to Mo from Canada. And from Bonnie McKibben, who directs the OC Sound Sweet Adelaide's Chorus in California. She is a former Sounds of Aloha director and a queen of harmony with Sweet Adelaide's International. Her message to us today: working with the Sounds of Aloha Chorus was one of the happiest times of my life. Dedicated to making music and making people happy, they brought joy to so many people. She says the creativity was far beyond what many choruses enjoy. I was so very happy to be a small part of their journey. She says, Mark Conchang is a brilliant director, motivator, creative inspiration, and a wonderful friend. Warmest aloha to my wonderful Sounds of Aloha Chorus. Yes, I still call you mine, she says. So proud of all of the creative endeavors with the Hawaii Theater. And thank you and happy holidays to you up in Canada, Bonnie. Well, among the many supporters is our next guest artist. Please welcome our 2008 International Barbershop Quartet champion, OC Times.
Hello, Sounds of Aloha. We are so happy to be here. It's OC Times, and proud to be part of this celebration and this fundraiser for the historic Hawaii Theater. And we certainly have some wonderful memories of performing there. Guys, that was back in 2008, right? Pretty special year.
Gold medal year. That's what did it.
I think it might have been that aloha, good luck spirit that sent us off later that summer. Just a few weeks after that, we're able to win the international championship. But a lot of special memories of first signing our name on the back of the dressing room wall. Do you guys remember that? All the famous names that were presented back there, and I do remember one of my favorite memories. Sean had a neat idea that ended up being not just neat, but brilliant. Instead of writing our names on the wall, do you guys remember when he took down the piece of the actual door
closer cover?
So I don't know how we removed that. We don't have to get into the details of that, but sort of removed that and
very carefully
created just a beautiful piece of art that ended up being with some Sharpies, wasn't it, Sean?
It was Sharpies, yeah. And they have since repainted the whole door, I think green. And luckily, they probably didn't have gray paint to cover the door closers, so they left our piece of artwork up there. It's the cover of our CD, but
right. And our
names are still written on the walls of that theater.
So the other names are potentially washed away, but somehow, Aloha family, we have got OC Times
left our mark,
a piece of the Hawaii Theater, and we're going to sing a song right now. This goes out to all of you and your family. You're certainly a part of our family. We hope that we see you all again soon. Please remain well and safe and happy and healthy this holiday season. This song we're going to share, it's one of the very first songs that we ever learned as a quartet, and we do feel it means just as much today as when Louis Armstrong recorded it back in the 1960s. And we filmed it just a couple weeks ago when we were together down in Florida. We were filming for a very exciting show that's coming up next Saturday, December 19th. Corey, it's Spirit of the Season, right?
Yes, sir. The Association of International Quartet Champions, our holiday show. It's a musical film, 17 other quartet champions. It's free, broadcasting live, 7:30 Eastern, December 19th. Watch.aicgold.com. Another great show to tune into. Just fill all of your holiday seasons and quarantine time with as many barbershop chords as you can handle.
It's gonna be a beautiful show. We were on location filming for that just a couple weeks ago, and we huddled around the camera and we recorded this one for you, and happy to share it. So be well, have a wonderful holiday season, and enjoy sharing all these fantastic memories of the historic Hawaii Theater.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world, wonderful world. see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do. They're really saying I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world, wonderful. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world, wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you so much, OC Times. You know, barbershop is indeed an international art form. We have another note of support now from Down Under before we get to our next performance. From Vicky and Mike Donnelly, active barbershoppers in Australia. They write, "We have always believed that music is an international language. From our first days of barbershop in 1990 to today in Perth, Australia, singing has given us the joy of friendship and people around the world. Here in Australia, our choruses can gather and sing in person. Your support of the Hawaii Theater will help keep venues open for the time when choruses like Sounds of Aloha can perform again in public spaces soon. All the best." Well, just like in Australia, here in Hawaii, we have warm and sunny Christmases. Our next live quartet reminds us of those chilly winters in colder climes. Taking us on a sleigh ride is 21 North.
Let's take a ride. Let's take a ride. Let's take a ride. Let's take a ride. Just hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling, ring-ting, ting-a-ling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. A ride with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you home. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. Let's go. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand. Just holding your hand. We're riding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. There's a birthday party at the home of Farmer Gray. It'll be the perfect ending of a perfect day. We'll be singing the songs we love to sing without a single stop. By the fireside as we watch the chestnuts pop, 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 pop. There's a happy feeling nothing in the world can buy. When they pass around the coffee and the pumpkin pie, it'll nearly be like a picture print, a courier and ice. These wonderful
wonderful things are the things we remember all through our lives. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. I'll ride with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you through. Yoo-hoo! Come on, it's lovely weather too. Lovely weather, it's lovely weather. It's lovely weather, it's lovely weather to ride. Let's take a ride. Let's take a ride. Let's take a sleigh ride.
Hey, terrific. Thanks so much. 21 North with the sleigh ride and performing their own percussion and singing their multitasking. Next year, they're going to add some tap dance. Just you wait. An important part of the Sounds of Aloha mission is community involvement. We regularly perform with other choruses for the Mayor's Memorial Day service at Punch Bowl, and most recently with the Honolulu Symphony. Now, our quartets represent us in similar ways. In 2014, a male and female quartet were invited to sing during Robert Casimero's show, Hawaii Kalikimaka, right here at the Hawaii Theater. Here now is Aloha Spirit and 19th Avenue singing Baby It's Cold Outside.
We put this show together, and usually I have Roland who thinks out of the box. When Burton and I meet together, it's Burton that thinks out of the box, because I have a tendency as I get older to be more traditional, boring as heck, but that's how it goes. And Burton says, we're going to have a quartet. We're going to have a group of ladies, another quartet of ladies and a quartet of gentlemen. And we're going to call them the Hawaii Theater Christmas Glee. And they're going to sing in the show. And I was like, really? Well, then we had rehearsal. And let me just say, be prepared, my dears. More of our talented people here in the islands. May I present the Hawaii Theater Christmas Glee.
Well, you just saw them in Memorex, if you will, or recording, and now here in person is 19th Avenue.
You know, over the last 9 months, there's been one topic that's dominated the worldwide media. It's been giving us real consternation, some heartache, and it's kept us apart from our family and friends. But enough about the presidential election. It's Christmas time, and 19th Avenue wishes to give a tribute in song to the second most popular subject this 9 months.
COVID, COVID, you're the worst. Thanks to you, we've all been cursed. No more parties, no more fun. You've brought grief to everyone. Why no mistletoe, you ask? It's more fun without a mask. We can't stand another day. Please, COVID, go away. Oh, all I want for Christmas is a new vaccine. No quarantine with a new vaccine. One that will eradicate this COVID-19. Then we can have a Merry Christmas. And I'll be home for Christmas. And New Year's. And Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and Valentine's Day, and Kuhio Day, and Groundhog's Day, and oh, I'm dreaming of a live Christmas, just like the ones we used to know, where there's less computing and no. Unmuting to hear quartets in a show. I'll have a Zoom Christmas without you. I'll feel such gloom thinking about you. Lots of faces appear on the old laptop screen. That's how we talk now, since we're in quarantine. And if a cheap router gets chosen, that's when your Zoom image gets Then you can stand up and dance. Just remember your pants. When you have a Zoom Christmas, we're still apart, but don't forget that Santa's on his way. So go and have a Merry Christmas Day from 6 feet away.
A Merry Christmas from 6 feet away, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, 19th Avenue. You guys are terrific. You know, the Sounds of Aloha is especially proud of their high school program called Acapella Academy. This two-day festival teaches high school singers the fundamentals of a cappella singing and culminates in a concert at the Hawaii Theater. Our two special guests today, Vocal Spectrum and OC Times, were clinicians at Acapella Academy and major contributors to its success. Your donations to the Hawaii Theater can help make these kinds of programs possible. And now we're going to be asking Lars Isaacson from the Sounds of Aloha Chorus. Hey, Lars. There he is, to share some highlights of Acapella Academy with us. Hi, Lars. Hi. And you'll recognize him from earlier today, performing right here on our stage. Tell us, Lars, what would the typical Acapella Academy weekend be like for these high school students?
Well, it would be, first they get to learn in advance some great acapella charts that we provide to them. It's co-ed, both boys and girls, so they're really wonderful charts that are done very, very well in the sound range appropriate for the singers. Then we bring in two great clinician quartets from the mainland. We had Vocal Spectrum International Champion last time, and GQ, another really, really a great women's quartet. So the girls they really enjoy it, probably better than the boys do. They do a great job. And then the big culmination last time was a show at the Hawaii Theater. And we are one of the reasons for this fundraiser is to be so thankful to them for everything they have done. And so when the kids get to perform on this type of stage with this type of audience, that's a great opportunity for them. And so it's open to all high school kids on Oahu, the whole islands really. And so it was great last year. Hopefully we'll continue to do it live as soon as we can.
And how have the kids reacted to this kind of an experience?
Well, they're great. I mean, it's I think they depend on their musical interests, but I can tell you, especially last time, the first time we've had them in our program, and they were just, the boys are great, but the girls were so fantastic, and they took to it, and given the opportunity, they were just really wonderful. So for both boys and girls, I think enjoyed it very much.
Well, we look forward to the day. We hope soon when they can all join together in person again and learn from these clinicians and perhaps follow some musical careers in their lives ahead, right? Whether it's a full-time career or something that gives them joy outside of their day job as an accountant or whatever it might be.
Well, the University of Hawaii has been a great supporter too of their singing program, and so we're a big part of all of our efforts as well. So.
Cool, great. Well, thanks so much, Lars, for being here and for supporting music and the arts in the islands. That's great. You know, in these socially distanced times, Acapella Academy pivoted like so much this year, into a high school virtual chorus project. Students from various high schools across the state learned and recorded their parts at home, and their videos were compiled into the performance that you're about to see. Singing Deke Sharon's arrangement of White Christmas, here now is the Hawaii High School Virtual Choir.
The sun is shining, the grass is green, the orange and palm trees sway. There's never been such a day in Beverly Hills, but it's December the 24th.
well, our show has come to an end, but the need to support the Hawaii Theater, of course, continues. We are so grateful that you decided to spend part of your Sunday with us, and we hope that we brought you some cheer to your holiday season. We want to start off our mahalos by saying thank you to the amazing production crew here today that made this production come alive with multiple cameras, live and stuff on recording and everything else. To Donald Sonoda, to Stephanie Conching, to Hanalei, Brandon, and others, thank you for all of your hard work. Many thanks also go to the Hawaii Theater, of course, to the State Foundation for Culture and the Arts, and the Atherton Foundation for sponsoring our program today. And most of all, we want to thank you for your support of the arts in Hawaii and specifically Hawaii Theater. We've had incredible times performing here, and we'd like to ensure that theater is preserved for generations to come. We encourage you to share this production on Hawaii Theater's YouTube channel and Facebook page. You can share that link with your family and friends on your social media accounts. Send that link to people who love the theater and enjoy barbershop and want to help the arts continue thriving in the islands and beyond. And don't forget, it's a great time as the year comes to a close to give us some tax-deductible donations that'll help you come tax time next year. From all of us at the Hawaii Theater today, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. We leave you with a special Christmas message from the Sounds of Aloha Chorus.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. It's not It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10, glistening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store and every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of humble boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that will talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow, mind the snow.